Good evening to one and all. A warm welcome to 20th Doctoral Research International Conference on Social Sciences, Humanities and Interdisciplinary Research under Golden Jubilee Year of NEHU, May 2022 to May 2023. Doctoral Research Conferences, a series of 100 conferences, bridge the research gap and grow. Jointly organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell IQAC, Northeastern Hill University, NEHU, Shillong, Meghalaya, and Indian Society for Training and Development ISTD Shillong chapter in collaboration with the Department of Philosophy and IQAC MORAN College affiliated to Dibrugarh University MORANHAT Assam and Department of Philosophy SRIVENKATESWARA University Tirupati Andhra Pradesh. A warm welcome to today's keynote speaker, my guru, collaborator, philosopher, mentor, guide, Professor P. Chinnai Sir, Department of Philosophy, SRIVENKATESWARA University. Professor Prabhasankar Shukla Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, NEHU Shillong. Professor A.S. Dixit Sir, former Registrar, former Director, IQAC NEHU. Professor Raja Reddy Sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor, Sri Venkateswara University. Professor Mithali Kaur Ma'am, Principal Moran College. Dr. Srutaswini Gogoi Madam, Conference Coordinator and Coordinator NSS IQAC, Head Department of Philosophy. Professor B.S. Mipun Sir, Chairman ISTD Shillong Chapter. Under this doctoral research conference series, this is 20th one, we have two paper presenters, Muhammad Safir again, and our joint paper, myself, Dr. Sutasuni Madam, and Professor Chinnai Sir. Muhammad Safir, Assistant Professor, is going to present in Research Scholar relevance of Kamala Das as women writer from Malabar in Kerala and innovative ways to rethink your research. A warm welcome to one and all. So I think Professor Chinnai sir can deliver keynote address as usual by taking a new topic, innovative topic, or philosophers. Sir is going to uncover the covered things and going to share unshared things as usual. Same. At the same time, I think Chandrayaan 3 we have today special. So with the permission of Professor Chinnai sir, we can show even live for a few minutes also with the permission of the keynote speaker only. Now we'll start as usual our program with Vande Mataram. I am going to invite Professor Chennai.
Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram, Sujalam Sufalam, Malayaj Sheetalam, Sasya Syamalam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Shubhrajyosna Pulakitayamini, Pullakusumita Drupadala Shobhini, Suhasini Sumadhura Bhashini, Sukhadam Varadam Mataram, Vande Mataram, Vande Mataram.
Thank you. I'm requesting Professor Chennai sir to deliver keynote address. Over to you, sir.
Respectable coordinator Dr. Amaresh sir, who is the organizer and collaborator for international conference, and all the participants of the program. We have a great philosophers, educationists, great human beings in the world who have contributed a lot for human right living. So we are sharing many things on behalf of the world. Our approach is the earth is one, humanity is one. We are living together with coexistence. Giving respect for other being is the most important thing. In this connection, we have various types of nations and countries in the world, but the countries and nations meant for administration and their protection, dignity, and everything. But we have a great philosophers in the world. They said many things about the entire world's welfare. Today, I am going to share one philosopher named Carl Rogers. He's an American philosopher and a psychologist, is a great person. So he born in January 8th, 1902, and he died in 1987, February 4th. So he said, the curious paradox is that when I accept myself just as I am, then I can change. So here, if you want to change your life, if you want to free from your bad habits, if you want to change your mind, if you want to change your lifestyle, if you want to create a revolution, mutation, change in your life, if you want to become a right person in the world, you have to accept your merits or demerits. What are the things you are having in your behavior, in your life? Acceptance, your mistakes, your problems, your weaknesses, your strong points. If you accept exactly what they are without any judgment, if you accept nakedly all problems, all the things, then there is a scope for you to change your life. If you are not accepting your mistakes or merits or anything, if you are not seeing and accepting your total position, there is no scope for change of your lifestyle. That's why accept yourself, what you are. Then you can plan for changing of your life. So change comes when you accept yourself, when you got a clear perception about a human life. The good life is a process, not a state of being. It is a direction, not a destination. So here, the good life is a life of a constant balance. It is a process. It is not a destiny. It is a continuity. So you have to take all measures to accept your life. You have to develop more positive things in the life. The only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to learn and how to change. So here, education and educator, he's telling the great American philosopher, psychologist Carl Rogers, C-A-R-L, Carl Rogers, R-O-G-E-R-S, Carl Rogers. So here, he's telling the only person who is educated is the one who has learned how to learn and how to change. So you have to learn many things constantly without any judgment, without any bias, with a continuous learning. So a person who has a skill to learn how to learn and how to change. If you are accepting your life, if you are accepting your mistakes, if you are accepting your true condition, then if you start a change of your lifestyle or your design automatically. So how to change, how to learn, these are most important thing in the process of education. All human beings exist in a world which is loaded with experiences. So here in the world, many human beings existed in the past, human beings existing at present. All human beings have great experiences. One way, the world is nothing but experiences of many people in the world. During World War I, the term counseling was used by the American psychologist Carl Rogers. So, giving suggestion, understanding about yourself, understanding your body, your mind, your heart, your soul, your surroundings, your objects, your memories, all things are essential. So if you know about yourself, then automatically you may get more to live very decently in the human society. So here, the true empathy is always free of any evaluation or a diagnostic quality. So here, sympathy and empathy. So here, empathy means knowing the other person problems without asking, without knowing directly through some representation, some talk or some writing, showing knowing the other person what expecting from us, what are the problems they have, what they are expecting from me. So this type of objective understanding, understanding other problems, understanding others as yourself, that is called empathy. So when you have a empathy, you won't give any judgment or a comparison or a discrimination. If you have a evaluation, judgment, comparison, something there, you won't give any empathy. So here in the examination judgment, there profit and loss, judgments, liking, dislikings are there. So empathy is beyond judgment, beyond right and wrong. So it is always giving something to other people without any expectation. We think we listen, but we rarely do we listen with a real understanding. Yet listening of this very special kind is one of the most potential forces of change that I know. So when you have a skill of empathy, if you have a skill of listening, the skill of listening itself is the great source to change your life. Sometimes you may see, you may pursue, you may understand, you may change yourself. Sometimes you may change, you may listen about yourself. Listen very carefully. This is the most important thing. So the art of listening is the most important and a very useful thing. Growth occurs when individuals are knowing problems, struggling to master them, and through their struggle develop new aspects of their skills, capacities, new about the. So when you are facing so many problems in the world, when you are in a good mood to solve many problems, then you may get more energy, more skills about your life. So here no one else can know how we pursue. We are the best experts of ourselves. So you know about yourself, you know about your merits and demerits. If you know about your exact position, you may develop about yourself. That's why knowing about yourself with a clear manner is the most important thing in the life. So if you are missing understanding about yourself, then you won't understand the other person. The person cannot teach another person directly. A person can only facilitate another's learning. So a person only gives something, some help for learning. So here, Carl Rogers are telling the only person who cannot be helped is that person who blames others. So here he is telling very interesting point relating with human affairs. A person who is criticizing, a person who is abusing, a person who is scolding, a person who is creating violence, he may not get help. So, a person who is blaming others, naturally he may not get help from others. So here, a person who is doing good thing, who is not criticizing, who is humble, who is free from ego, who is free from blaming others, that type of person only get cooperation and good thing from others. What you are to be, you are now becoming. So here you have two aspects in our life. One is a being, another is a becoming. So here the empty state of your mind, the empty position of your mind is a being or a inner consciousness. becoming. So your body and your mind, your achievements, your successes, your memories, all possessions are relating with your becoming. So here, so becoming is a bondage. It is a world affair. It is a connection of relationship. Being is a purity that is called enlightenment. We cannot change, we cannot move away from what we are until we thoroughly accept what we are. Then change seems to come about almost unnoticed. So if you are 100% honest, if you have a only 5 rupees note in our job pocket, if you say I have only 5 rupees, if you say I have a free course, then that may be an illusion, that may be a false, that may be a lie. In the same manner, if you observe your capacities, your learning abilities, your strong points, weak points, if you tell lies to yourself, if you deceive yourself, then you won't change. If you are very honest, if you want to deceive yourself, if you want to tell lies to yourself, if you accept exactly what your naked condition, then automatically your inner behavior will create tremendous change in our way of life. That's why knowing exactly what it is, accepting what exactly it is, that is the most important to change your life with the best manner. Life at its best is a flowing, changing process in which nothing is a fixed. So he is telling, so every life it is a flux, a momentary, changeable. So there is no static. Man's inability to communicate is a reason to listen effectively. So if a person is not listening properly, means he has no effective communication ability to others. So listening is the most important thing to understand other self, other person, and to understand yourself, to understand the world. The only reality I can possibly know is that world as I pursue is. So if you are seeing at present, here now, this at moment, we are talking, you are listening, this moment, what we pursue, that is true. If you imagine about something in the future, if you remember about that may be a memory, that may be a mind game. So that is a process. But actual reality is knowing at present the actual existence of the world. The only certainty is that those who pursue realities are different. There are as many real worlds as there are people. So every person has a perception, experience. Every person has its own psychological world. His psychological world depends upon their perceptions, memories, knowledge, situations, all images included in the mind. Life is about being and becoming. The good life is that it involves an increasing tendency to live fully in each moment. So here, Carl Rogers is telling, what is a good life means living every moment, in every affair with a complete manner, with a complete energy, with a complete lovable manner. If you live with a complete manner, without any gap, without any postponement, then that is a holistic life, that is a good life. So here he is telling neither the Bible nor the prophets nor the revelations of God or of man, nothing has a prayer over direct experience. So you have many scriptures in the world. These scriptures are not your experiences. Many books are published by many people in the world. They are their own experiences. They are somebody's experiences. If you want to know anything, you have to experience directly without the a reference of any impression, any writing. If you say something about according to one particular book, that means that is not your experience, that is not your understanding, that is somebody's experience. You may know and you may remember something about that particular book, but that is not your experience. Your experience is life. Your experience is your life. If you experience anything, it may be a great lesson to you. So here, Carl Rogers is telling people could only self-actualize if they had positive self-view, positive and self-regard. So here, if they have respect about their self, their life, they may go very deeply into the inner consciousness. They know about their inner purity. They enjoy the beauty of the inner silence. A person's behavior is a factor to motivate by self-actualization tendencies to work and achieve is highest level of their potential and achievement. So here we can find the self-achievement or self-actualization, the highest level of maturity relating with one particular person behavior. So the behavior is nothing but a reflection of their total background, total mind, total way of living. So here we can assess all aspects relating with life through only behavior. If you have a good behavior, mature behavior, right behavior, then we may say that you have a right understanding about the human life. Loneliness is a barrier that prevents one from uniting with inner self. So here, if we have two aspects, one is a aloneness, another is a loneliness. So here, aloneness means if you want to know something about yourself, if you want to develop love, you need aloneness. So the ability of aloneness, the ability to love. So here we have a loneliness. So here loneliness is a dependence. It is attachment. It is a addiction. When there is a loneliness, then you may find fearfulness, uncertainties, all the things. When you have a aloneness, then you may be a free moving with all people, and sometimes you may live with a solitary manner or with a solitude, with a silent manner. So when you have a silent mind, when you are not depending any person, when you are living with a solitary manner, if you have a independent outlook in their mind, then you may get more energy, more maturity in the life. So here, in the philosophy of Carl Rogers, we said, so life is a moment, it is a flux. You have to live moment to moment. Don't postpone anything. Understand your energies. Don't deceive yourself. Don't say lies to yourself, or don't say lies to others. World. Don't deceive others. If you deceive yourself, if you say lies to yourself, or if you say lies to the world, or deceive the world, you won't get any transformation in the behavior. So if you are free from lies and deceptions relating with yourself and the world, then you may get the actual understanding. That actual understanding is a way to change yourself, to become a right human being, to live very happy manner in the world. I concluded this speech, Amresh sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Now I'm requesting noble participants to interact within a few minutes. Then I can share the live link. Please, over to the participants. Pavan sir.
So here Carl Rogers are telling A person who is expecting more superiority complex or inferiority complex, a person who is thinking that I am a great man, superior man, I know many things. If you estimate psychologically, that may be a superior outlook, or if you may underestimate your energies, your way of life. So here superiority complex and inferiority complex is not good for your life. But if you say lies to yourself or the world, that is not good. So acceptance of yourself with a decade manner. So if you accept with a 100% honest manner about your total life, then automatically with unnoticed manner, if you want to change about your way of life, you may get more inner energy to transform yourself. This is a very important essence we find in the philosophy of Carl Roger Summerson.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Pavan, sir? Yeah,
Sir.
please.
Priya.
Amaresh.
Vijay Priya, madam, from Salem, sir, please.
Yes, sir. Good evening, sir.
Please,
Sir, just now
please
you,
ask me.
one more, I have one. Just now you have given answer. Some people are having inferiority and superiority complex. So in workplace also we are having this type of even we are doing our routine task, their attitude, actions, and their behaviors. This is sometimes it gives some problems, sir. How we you told just now you told about the Carl Rogers. So we can't able to manage that situation. Even I am facing with colleagues also. They are telling that their perception, their response is correct. So in that situation, how we can handle, sir?
So actually, it is a very good thing. You have asked a nice question. So our behavior is a reflection of our mind. So our mind means our experiences, our knowledge, our sensations, all experiences are in the form of memory.
Yes, sir.
Our behavior is nothing but a reflection of our memory, mind. So here, if you say something is a great man, or if you say something this is inferior, it is a mind level. That's why if you want to free from inferiority and superiority, if you want to live with an actual manner, if you want to free all tensions and all worries in your life, you have to watch your inner mind without any discrimination, without any judgment, without any comparison, without any evaluation. Just like watching a tree, a mountain, a tropic, without saying anything, with a clean, silent manner. If you watch about yourself, then you may free from all these type of complexes, but you have to live a attitude like this. So attitude of living without any comparison. Here there is no superior and no inferior in the world.
Yes.
So all people's age are same. Here in this connection, I will tell one example. So in the Chinese philosophy, the Confucius and the Lao, there was a conversation between a Lao and Confucius. So one day, Lao invited Confucius for his house. So while arrived Confucius to Laoji's house, the Laoju was sitting in a chair. He has not stood and he has not greeted. So Confucius arrived to Laoju's house and he said, "Oh, Laoju, you are not giving any respect. You are not standing. You are not greeting. You are not receiving. I am a senior person in the country, in the world. So you are a junior. Why you are insulting me?" So the Laoju said to Confucius, "So you are there in the universe, in the past, in the present, you will be there in the future. I was there. So there is no higher person and lower person. All living creatures' age is the same. There is no superior age and inferior age, but your body form is a different. Your system is changing. Forms are different, but all ages are same. The age of universe is the age of your life. That's why you have to change your mind, live without any comparison. You have to change your mind, then you may move with authentic manner. You may not feel. So if you give something is a great man, is a dull man, is a weak man, then there is a problem. If you have a attitude that there is no superior and inferior, every person is a unique. You see the lives of the flowers. Jasmine flower is there, marigold flower is there. Every flower has its own importance. At the same time, every human being is a unique person. So nobody is a duplicate. So every person was unique in the universe. That's why have a understanding about your mind. Don't deceive your mind. Don't tell lies to your mind. Accept your existence. Live without any comparison. Then you don't find inferiority and superiority. You may live very peaceful manner in the workplace or wherever you are. So have you got something?
Yes, sir. Thank you. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Really, I got something. From your point, I'm telling that if we tell lie once and all our truths become questionable. Yes, sir. Really, I got.
Yes,
If we
yes,
tell,
yes, yes.
we tell
You have.
all our truths become questionable.
So if you say something with arguing and you are not superior and he is not inferior, if you argue, if you question, that is a disturbance. So you have to change. So if you find a very good person, if you give respect, you may talk. If some people are not respecting, you may go silent. So change in the mind is the most important. Silent revolution is the right action in the human affair. So if you want to change your life, change your mind. So if you have a bad people company, if you have no good people with your company, so change your mind, free from them. Then you may find that happiness in your mind. That's why change through mind, through consciousness is a good condition that is useful without any violence. If you go outside world to change the people, that may be a very complicated one. So this is a silent one. This is called intelligent revolution. It is an intelligent mutation. Changing your mind and living in a simple manner is a wise life. To follow this life on the basis of meditation means watch your mind, watch your consciousness without judgment. Then you may change your mind, change your behavior. Then you live with a happy manner. Priya, have you got Dr. Priya?
Yes, yes, sir. I got it, sir. Sir, I got it, sir. Thank you for your nice explanation, sir. Really, it will be. I got new things from you, sir. Because sometimes it makes stress. It makes me stress. How to tackle that situation. Really, I got something from you, sir. Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Very, very good. Very good. So here giving something good for the humanity. These are the important responsibilities of our life, because we may stay in the world sometime, we may disappear in the nature. So we may stay sometime in the life. In this short period, we have to do something, just like a fragrance of a flower. We have to give good words to the humanity. So that is the most important happy thing in our life. So
Yes.
very good,
Thank
Dr.
you.
V. Yeah.
Professor, thank you.
Thank you, madam. Thank you, sir. Sir,
To you.
with your
Okay.
permission, I can share the
Hello, sir.
Chandrayaan link, live link for a few minutes.
Namaste, sir. Hello.
Pavan
Namaste,
Kumar,
Chinna sir. Okay, namaste, sir.
question will start, Amresh sir.
Okay,
Okay,
sir.
sir. Okay, Carl Rogers, sir. Carl Rogers, sir. What is the contributions and inventions of new things, sir? Carl Rogers, sir. What is the new inventions, new contributions, concepts? Tell me, sir.
So his approach is, Carl Rogers' approach is live moment to moment. So if you want to change your life, if you want to live very beautiful manner, happy manner, enjoyable manner, first you have to accept your life with a naked manner. Don't deceive your life. Don't tell. So don't estimate more about your life. Don't degrade your life. Accept your life exactly what it is. Then live moment to moment. So empathy and sympathy should be there. In the life, if you underestimate or overestimate, that is a destruction for you. So don't blame any person. Don't criticize any person. Accept yourself. Change your mind. Your behavior will arise when you accept your way of life. Do always good things. Live with a aloneness. Don't depend on psychologically. See your inner wisdom. Look all your good things and bad things. Go with a simple manner. So don't compare with anybody in the world. So here in the world, we have a various types of people, those who are learning. So in the philosophy of Carl Rogers means clear perception about the world and yourself. Accepting your condition about the world and yourself is an important aspect. If you say lies to yourself, if you deceive yourself, if you more estimate about yourself, you won't change anything. So know clearly without any distortion. So live with a positive manner. Extend love and affection. Treat human beings as your good people. Don't abuse and don't criticize anybody. So know your inner consciousness. Then you may change many things. These are the central points we find in the philosophy of Carl Rogers Samreswar.
Sir, one theory
Thank you very much.
sir. One
Please,
theory is here,
Huh?
sir. One theory, group field strip theory. Carl Rogers group field theory is here, sir. Invention theory.
Yes.
That
Yes.
theory
So
explained them, sir.
that is not an invention. So invention is a relating with invention is a created by steam engine is an invention. Some electrical bus is an invention. Car is an invention. Railway line is an invention. So invention is relating with the material thing. So that is not an invention. That is a creation. That is a theory creation psychologically. So here the Carl Rogers theory group means if you are living with a group, if you are cheating each other, if you are lying each other, if you are not listening each other, if you are going with a egoistic outlook, you won't get. If you understand very behaviors, our experiences, if they know very clearly about themselves, then all people will come with a starting point 0. So apart from experiences, apart from memories and all the things, if you observe minds of the people, the actual nature of the mind is a emptiness. That's why he's telling, know your actuality in the group level, or individual level, in the world level. Accept without any illusion. Then you may create change in the world, in the group, in the individual. So in the group, many people are living with the illusions and hallucinations, with the imagination, without seeing actuality. That's why there is no happiness, there is no good relationship in the group. That's why we don't find harmonious relations in the group. So to avoid disturbances and the problems in the group, so you have to know yourself. If you know very clearly, all people minds are the actual nature is a emptiness. Then if you know about the emptiness of all people move with the togetherness, all people can share good things each other. So these are the things we find in the Carl Rogers Pawan Kumar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. I think we can take
Okay,
a
Amresh.
5 to 10 minutes break, sir, with your permission.
Okay, Amresh sir. So Amresh sir, you got this understanding. Carl Rogers. Finally, I said the contribution.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
6.4 kilometers to 6.8 kilometers. During the next phase, which is going to be the attitude hold phase. We can currently see that the altitude of the lander module is nearly 31 kilometers.
आरओसीसी अभी हम इस ग्राउंड ट्रेस को देखते हुए कह सकते हैं कि रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज की शुरुआत बहुत ही अच्छे तरीके से हुई है। आप ये देख सकती हैं कि जो भी प्रोजेक्टेड ग्राउंड ट्रेस है उसी पे अपना लैंडर मॉड्यूल आगे चलते हुए बढ़ रहा है। अभी तक ये देखा जा सकता है कि लैंडर मॉड्यूल लगभग 370 किलोमीटर
Just 1 minute, sir.
को पूरा करते हुए इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज में लैंडर बहुत हो चुकी है, करीब 26.7 किलोमीटर के आसपास है।
The next phase after the rough braking phase is the attitude hold phase, which will be for a duration of nearly 10 seconds. The lander will be oriented such that both the altimeters will be looking exactly towards the moon's surface. At the end of this attitude hold phase, height measurement update to navigation system will be given from the laser and car band altimeters. Currently, we are in the middle of the rough braking phase.
जी हाँ, अगर हम ध्यान से देखें तो लगभग 8 मिनट की यात्रा के बाद लैंडर अपनी हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी को लगातार कम करते हुए अपनी ऊंचाई अभी की ऊंचाई के समय 24 किलोमीटर की ऊंचाई प्राप्त कर चुका है। अब तक के आंकड़े को देखते हुए हम कह सकते हैं कि लैंडिंग पूरी तरह से नॉमिनल है। यहाँ पर हम देख सकते हैं कि हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी लगातार कम होती हुई दिख रही है। The altitude of lander from ground is currently 12 kilometer, is currently 22 kilometer, which is again going to be coming down, and that is expected.
For the viewers who have joined now, We are in the powered descent phase, and we are in the rough braking phase, which is the first phase of the powered descent. We have currently traveled a downrange of 697 kilometers, and the downrange that has to be traveled during this phase is 713.5 kilometers.
जी हाँ, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी लगभग 720 मीटर प्रति सेकंड हो गई है। लगभग हम ये कह सकते हैं कि 900 मीटर प्रति सेकंड वेलोसिटी को कम किया जा चुका है। At the same time, we can see the altitude of the lander is just 17.8 kilometer from the moon surface, which is going to be around 7.4 at the end of the rough braking phase.
इस फेज के बाद हम जाएंगे towards the attitude hold phase, where we will be expecting sensor update from the laser and car band altimeters. We can see the visualization of the lander module moving towards the moon's surface. The current altitude is nearly 15.2 kilometers, and the distance traveled is 754 kilometers. We can also see the image that the lander imager camera has been providing.
जी हाँ, इस रफ ब्रेकिंग फेज के दौरान 800 न्यूटन के चारों थ्रोटल इंजन अपने कार्य को पूरी तरह से अंजाम दे रहे हैं और 70 से 80% की यात्रा को पूरा कर चुका है।
After the rough braking and the attitude hold phase, we shall be having the fine braking phase, which will continue for nearly 3 minutes. The whole phase is being driven by the autonomous landing sequencer, and there is no intervention from ground.
जी हाँ आरुषि, अभी आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकती हैं कि जो करंट आल्टीट्यूड है चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 10 किलोमीटर के आसपास है। जी हाँ हम अपने जी हाँ हमारे प्रधानमंत्री जी श्री नरेंद्र मोदी जी हम सभी का उत्साह वर्धन करने के लिए दक्षिणी अफ्रीका के जोहानसबर्ग से जुड़ गए हैं।
Yes, we are privileged to have with us Honorable Prime Minister of India, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who has joined us from South Africa's Johannesburg to encourage us.
जी हाँ, आप ये देख सकते हैं एल्टीट्यूड होल्ड फेज भी बहुत ही आसानी से लैंडर फेज ने पार कर लिया है और अब फाइन ब्रेकिंग की शुरुआत हो चुकी है। अभी हम ये देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 5.6 किलोमीटर है, जो कि इस फेज के उपरांत लगभग 800 मीटर हो जाएगी।
We can hear from the mission operations team that the sensors are performing nominally. And we are currently in the midst of the fine braking phase, which is going to continue for 3 minutes. And the altitude is going to be reduced to nearly 800 meters at the end of this phase.
जी हाँ, जैसा कि आरुषि जी ने बताया कि लगभग 3 मिनट के उपरांत लैंडर की हाइट लगभग 800 मीटर वर्टिकली होगी और यहाँ पे लैंडर की हॉरिजेंटल वेलोसिटी, वर्टिकल वेलोसिटी, इवन डाउन रेंज भी लगभग शून्य होगा।
We can see the visual of the lander module, and we can see that the down range traveled is nearly 831 kilometers.
जी हाँ, आप अपनी स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई अब चंद्रमा के सतह से लगभग 3 किलोमीटर से कम हो चुकी है।
We are very close to the moon's surface, nearly 2.6 kilometers, as we can see.
जी हाँ, अभी आप देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 1 किलोमीटर के आसपास है।
We are nearing the final phase of the power descent, which is going to be the vertical descent phase or the local navigation phase.
जी हाँ, अब हम फाइन ब्रेकिंग वेव्स के एकदम करीब आ चुके हैं। हाँ, आप तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट से सुन सकते हैं कि हम लोगों ने तीसरे चरण को भी बहुत ही सफलतापूर्वक हासिल कर लिया है और अभी हम वर्टिकल डिसेंट फेज में आ चुके हैं, जिसकी शुरुआत भी बहुत ही अच्छे ढंग से हो चुकी है।
Lot of applause indicates that till now the performance has been nominal. We are in the vertical descent phase 1. The altitude is being brought down from 800 meters and we are nearing and approaching the lunar surface.
जी, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर का हाइट लगातार कम होता जा रहा है। इस समय हम लैंडिंग साइट के जस्ट ऊपर हैं और इस समय इसकी ऊंचाई लगभग 600 मीटर के आसपास है। इस फेज के दौरान लगभग 150 मीटर के ऊंचाई पे पहुंचने के बाद लैंडर अगेन लगभग 20 से 22 सेकंड के लिए हॉवरिंग करेगा।
We are above the landing site. The horizontal as well as the vertical velocity is now being constantly reduced. And the lander module has begun its descent towards the landing site.
जी हाँ, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं ये जो पथ निर्धारित किया गया है, लैंडर पूरी तरह से उसी को ही फॉलो कर रहा है। इस समय हम लगभग 200 मीटर की हाइट से भी कम आ चुके हैं। अब हम ये देख सकते हैं कि हम लगभग 150 मीटर की ऊंचाई पे हैं चंद्रमा के सतह से।
We are approaching the vertical descent phase 2, which will have the lander module hovering at nearly 150 meters above the lunar surface.
जी हाँ, आप इस तालियों के गड़गड़ाहट को सुन सकते हैं, जो कि सेकंड हाइब्रिड फेज के कंप्लीट होने के बाद इन सारे वैज्ञानिकों के द्वारा की जा रही है। जी हाँ, आप अगर फिर से ध्यान से देखें तो एल्टीट्यूड पुनः कम होता जा रहा है। अभी हम लोग लगभग 135 मीटर की ऊंचाई पे हैं।
The sensors that are updating at this point are providing confirmation of the safety of the landing site.
As expected, the retargeting is going on and this is a very good signature for the lander. अभी आप ये देख सकते हैं कि लैंडर की ऊंचाई लगभग 65 मीटर के आसपास बची हुई है।
Currently, only 2 engines are now being fired, and we are nearly at zero velocity, vertical and horizontal. We were hovering, and now we are approaching the moon's surface.
धीरे धीरे लैंडर की वेगमान को कम किया जा रहा है और हम अब लगभग 50 मीटर से भी कम आ चुके हैं।
We can see the Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi ji, who is here to encourage us, and he is critically looking at the visuals.
जी हाँ, आप अपने स्क्रीन पे देख सकते हैं कि हम लैंडर मॉड्यूल
People are applauding. Let us all wait to hear from the Secretary Department of Space and Chairman ISRO, Shri S. Somnath.
लैंडर मॉड्यूल पूरी तरह से सेफली और सॉफ्टली चंद्रमा की सतह पे लैंड हो चुका है। ये हम लोगों के लिए बहुत ही गर्व की बात है। हिंदी में एक कहावत है कि चंदा मामा दूर के, लेकिन अब हम ये कह सकते हैं कि चंदा मामा अपने घर के।
बहुत ही उम्दा. The hard work of the entire ISRO community has come to fruition.
So congratulations,
So,
Samresh sir.
Professor Chinnai sir, yes sir.
Congratulations, because you have shown a very good program, and you are a creative person, a person of creativity. So doing all the things very good manner.
Thank you, sir. Now over to our participants. Pavan sir, please continue. We have sufficient time.
Yes, sir, very good, sir. Congratulations, sir. Very good program. Okay, sir. Carl Rogers, sir. Carl Rogers to discuss about contribution of group field theory, sir. Field theory.
I have said already. If I said, it may be a repetition. So again, I am telling. So here in the Carl Rogers philosophy, so here group means world, individual means unique. So here in the world and the individual, people are not accepting their actual minds, actual behavior, actual experiences. So people are underestimating and overestimating. People are living with illusions and with imaginary thing. If you live with the imaginary manner, you won't change your behavior. You won't change in the world. If you accept nakedly, without any deception, without any lies, without any imagination, with a naked manner, with an exact, honest manner, if you see the group level, automatically, all groups, the actual nature of mind is a emptiness, pureness. Then in the group, they may change their behavior with a positive sense. If they are not changing their behavior, they won't have any harmony, affection, and learning thing. So if you want to group learning, group harmony, group happiness, we should be very clean about our actual emptiness standpoint. So that's why he's telling, accept your total psychological state. Then you can change in the group, in the world, in the individual. This we find in the Carl Rogers summary, sir. Pawan Kumar.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. The group is no. The group no accepted that what are the emotions, sir? The group is not coincident
So
in the same way. That what are the facts?
He's telling the group in the world, in the society. So human being has 4 levels. One is a body, another is a mind, another is a heart, another is the 4th dimension is a soul, that we may call being, or we may call inner voice or inner consciousness. So here Carl Rogers is telling, You have to understand your body strengths, everything with exact manner. You have to listen your movements of the body. Then you have to listen and watch exactly the thought process which is relating with the mind. Then you have emotions. So all feelings, jealousy, happiness, unhappiness, worry, hatred, all evil things. So they are in the feeling form. You have to watch your feelings without any judgment. Then if you watch your body, then you have watched your thoughts, then you have watched your emotions with a without any judgment. Automatically you will be free from emotions, thoughts and all impressions. Then you will go directly the actual standpoint of your soul. That is a state of extraordinary creativity. That is a state of extraordinary happiness. So here Carl Rogers is telling, you have to know your body, your mind, your heart. Understand yourself, see yourself without any deception and lie. Go inside, inner consciousness, then you will find a change. So this we find in the mechanism of Carl Rogers relating with the change of life. Amresh sir, Pavan Kumar.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. One thing, sir. One thing ask me, sir. Application type. One question ask me, sir.
Tell me.
Now, sir. Now live program. See that PM that landing the satellite. That all group. That all group to hard work to that achieve the win. That landing that thing, sir. But sometimes fail them. That our Chandrayaan 2. That all group are hard work. Everything is there. But no achieve that goal, achieve that content. But nowadays, sir, that human beings contents way, application way. Nowadays, human beings are aptitude differences is here. That society observation, then one type of psychology. No observation, one type of psychology. Too easy here, sir. Living life is here. That how can that application, sir? That our satellite, how can achieve that group coincide to hard work to achieve them. Then remote sensing not working. Sometimes some spile remote mistake is there. That rover is not landing good way.
Yes,
That,
actually,
that explain them, sir,
actually,
technically mechanism.
see. So I'm not talking about scientific mechanism and everything. So here you see, 500 years back, 3,000 years back, more than that. So in those days, they have created various types of instruments, even Aryabhatta. So they have sensed the stars. They have sensed the movements of the planets. They have sensed the lifestyle of everything. This Indian land, in the past more than 2,000, 3,000 years ago, they have discovered many things. They have invented many things. They have created many things. So here you see the history of this satellite launching, rocket launching. Many up and downs are there. So here now, after so much of discipline, careful approach, supervising in the group, only extraordinary, excellent people who committed with extraordinary manner, their encouragement, many good things occurred because of team spirit. So now and then we may see failures also. So here error is a sometime error is a useful to avoid errors in the future. Failure is useful to avoid failures in the future. So in the human affairs, we find failures and successes in the every field. You see, recently 2 days ago, the Russia started this type of program. So they have some technical problem. So they got unsuccessful condition, some crash condition. So some super countries or developed countries, these are human affairs. We should not criticize. We should not underestimate. This is a learning process. This is a human endeavor. This is a human investigation. So we have to accept all human beings, all countries, all efforts of investigation and everything. we may achieve something. Sometimes we may find some technical point. So failure also we have to accept. Success here Carl Rogers is telling, relating with developments and everything. So a success or a defeat or a failure, anything you have to accept. If you are not accepting, means you are not going to achieve anything. So these are there, and we are appreciating great achievements. Sometimes we may find some technical problems in the throughout the world, so we have to accept that a technical defect, because in the nature we find many changes. We are living in the law of flux. That's why sometimes we may get success, sometimes we may get failure, but we should not attach for success or defeat. If you attach only for success, if you find any defeat, then you may get frustration, unhappiness, worry, sorrow, and everything. That's why we have to move in the all levels, in the scientific and technology, in the human affairs, without attachment of success and defeat. Then only our investigation will go with a successful manner. Amaresh sir.
Thank you, sir. Really wonderful, sir.
Sir, okay, sir. But group emotions.
Otherwise,
group emotion is different, sir. Group emotions, sir. Group emotions is different. Then emotion stability, how can maintain, sir? Eclectic counseling. Group emotion is differentiation. Then what to do, sir? That tell me that Carl Rogers.
What is your question? What is the question?
Okay, sir. Group emotion is differentiation, sir.
What is your question?
A group of people or emotions is different,
Amaresh sir, what our Pawan Kumar is asking?
Group emotions are differentiation. Then what to do? Then how can maintain?
What is the question?
Group emotion. What is the group emotion, sir? What is the field of emotion or group of emotion?
I said emotion. So here in the group, we have two types of emotional bondages: love, friendship, happiness, joy, lovely feelings. These are positive emotional bonds in the group level. The negative emotional bonds in the group level is a jealousy, hatred, worry, sorrow, So all types of positive and negative emotions are there. But to achieve something, we have to develop only positive emotions. We have to avoid, or we have to keep separately negative emotions. If you allow the negative emotions in the group level, the relationship will destroy. They may find unhappiness. To keep silently the negative emotions, we have to approach a method called meditation, that is called watching or witnessing, observation of our mind emotions. If you observe your emotions, the negative emotions will go to silent position, the positive emotions will stay. Then if you continue your positive emotion, then your life and your group and everything is a positive. That's why here Carl Rogers is telling, see your positive and negative emotions exactly what it is. If you see clearly positive and negative emotions exactly they are, automatically the negative emotions will go to silent position. The positive emotions will stay. Automatically you may use positive emotions. That's why accept your positive emotions, see your positive all emotions naked manner, then you may find change in your way of life. Amareshwar.
Thank you. Really wonderful, sir. Even actually the Pawan Kumar sir is asking how to control emotion, but your answers are extraordinary. Even watch what it is exactly, without any attachment, without any expectation. So those are all right answers, sir, I think. Sir, here, if you see gender-wise, I think...
So actually controlling
So women are emotionally more attached, sir, and compared with men.
It is true. We find more emotions women and more reason men. Sometimes we find emotional men and sometimes we find reasonable women. So all the types of hybridization, all types of genetic differences we find between men and women also. But relating with the emotionals understanding for men and women, relating with the thoughts, emotions, and actions, just like moving in the darkness, taking a torchlight, same manner, relating with the body and the thoughts, emotions, actions, awareness should be there completely. This watching of our thoughts, emotions, and actions, they may go differently. If you watch carefully, they may control, they may do very nice manner. So here, it is a powerful weapon. Watching is a powerful weapon. Watching is a powerful knife, or watching is a powerful energy. So if you watch anything, automatically it controls. It gives freedom. It operates exactly. It is the highest level of wisdom. So watching is the highest level of wisdom. Watching is the highest level of energy. If you operate watching in all your affairs, so it may control, it may give freedom, it may operate on the basis of conditions, Amritsar. So here the approach is awareness. That is called intelligence. That is called meditation. That is called energy. That is called great force. So that is a essential thing for our human life, to avoid positive, negative emotions, negative thoughts, negative actions in human living.
Thank you, sir.
Amritsar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So you also taught at the B.Ed college and as acted as a principal, but still in India, we are always feeling guilty to approach counselors, sir. Counselor in general, normally highly educated people also, they hesitate to approach the counselor. They feel that only maybe psychologically, those who have problem mentally, they only approach the counselor. These type of phobias are there.
So here the all phobias or complexes or superior or inferiors, all mental disorders are coming from the memory. So experience, content of consciousness. That's why if you avoid all types of complexes, phobias problem, the greatest weapon is witnessing your memories, watching your memories, because the watching is the cleaning, the watching is a purgation, watching is a understanding. So if you watch your mind, automatically the negative aspects of mind will disappear, so the positive will come. So here we have no watching culture in the human affairs continuously in every human being. So we have to watch every day. That is the inner bath. So if you watch your mind, automatically you may clean your mind, then you may get free from ego. If you are free from ego, you may question, you may approach, you may not find any article to know anything because of egoistic outlook, because of telling that I am a great. So because of that superiority outlook, people are not moving. So the inferior or a superior or any egoistic outlook should not be there relating with the learning. Clean mind should be there by watching. Then only we may free from all complexes, phobias, all psychological disorders in the life. Amreshwar.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Anyone else? Final?
Amreshwar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So Deeplata Gupta madam, Dr. Smita Raj Jain madam. Anyone else? Thank you so much, sir. With your permission, I may ask the paper presenter to present. Sir?
Amreshwar.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. May I request paper presenter to present his paper, sir?
Okay, Amreshwar.
Thank you, sir. So I'm requesting Mohammed Safir to present. Please share your screen.
Okay, please. Okay, please.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Go to presentation mode.
Sir, is it visible, sir?
Visible? Go to presentation mode. Go to
Yes,
presentation
sir.
mode.
Now it's fine.
Yes, yes.
Oh, thank you, sir. Thank you. So we are in a great moment because Chandrayaan has landed on the surface of the moon. We are all excited and we are greatly happy at this moment. And I'm also in a great mentality of excitement. We all Indians are proud about this moment. So I am presenting my paper in such an occasion that we all feel proud about the contribution of our scientists and the success we have achieved. So we thank the scientists or all those who have worked behind this mission. As the Honorable Prime Minister of India told us just a few minutes back, that this is a proud moment for the whole world, because it is humanity which is working in all accomplishments of the Indian subcontinent. So on behalf of everyone, I would like to thank the scientists and all the stakeholders who became the part and parcel of this mission. So coming to my paper, the topic of my paper is relevance of Kamala Das as a woman writer from Malabar. So as I introduced, I'm Mohammad Shafir KP, an assistant professor in the Department of English, Safi Institute of Advanced Study, Warayur, that's in Kerala. So my presentation is on Kamala Das, and my point is, what is her contribution towards the life of women in Malabar? So she is actually from Malabar, which is notorious for the backwardness, especially the backwardness and problems of women because of multifaceted reasons. So how his literary contributions made some changes in the lives of the women, or how it reflected the life of women in Malabar. So that is my focus of study, because Amresh sir was also talking about the problems of women. So that is about my paper. So let me begin with the biography of, I will be giving some instances about the poet, that is Kamala Das. Her name in Malayalam is Madhavi Kuti. She writes her fiction or prose in Malayalam and poetry in English. So her pen name in Malayalam is Madhavi Kuti, and she is born in Malabar, and the actual place is Punnayurkulam. That is that is in between two districts, that is Malappuram and Thrissur. Actually, I have a personal this with Madhavi Kuti, because her house is just 10 kilometers away from my home. So next to the details about her birth, she was born in Malabar, and her mother's name is Nalapat Balamani Amma. She is also a well-known poet in Malayalam. She is the winner of the Jnanapeeth, and her father, Mr. V.M. Nair, is famous for his profession, that is his journalist. So both the father and mother, her parents, Kamala Das' parents, were highly educated. So this highly educated status of the parents was having a reflection in the life of Kamala Das, because it influenced her education. Because when she was writing her poems, when she began her literary career, most of the people, most of the women in Malabar were not able to get proper education. Even fundamental or basic education was away from the women in Malabar, because most of the people were uneducated or illiterate or ignorant. But the poet Kamala Das was blessed with the educated parents, and she was able to get education, both elementary education and higher education, which helped in creating a literary career for her, both in English and Malayalam. So she is famous for her poems in English and her prose writings in Malayalam. And there are epoch-making poetry and prose pieces in both in Malayalam and English. So the main peculiarity of Kamala Das was that she wrote openly and frankly about female sexual desire and the experience of being an Indian woman. So that is the main contribution, that is the main peculiarity of Kamala Das, because at that time when she was writing her poetry or prose, women were not able to express themselves because of multifaceted reasons, multiple reasons, because of the illiteracy and ignorance of the women in Malabar, because of religious fundamentalism. So that there were many reasons for the backwardness of women. So at that time, she was writing openly about the sexual desires of women, the problems exclusively for women, and problems and experiences of Indian women. So that is her peculiarity. So how her life and writing is connected to the region of Malabar, that is my focus of study. So the condition of Malabar were in the colonial times, that is before 1947, it was completely under poverty and exploitation. There were many hardships. People were not able to lead their life in a happy mood because of poverty, and they were not able to adjust to at least one meal per day. And most of the people in Malabar were ignorant and illiterate because many of the people were against colonial education. They believed that educating in English will lead them to hell. That was their belief. So that was happening in Malabar, and there was direct exploitation through direct British rule. The Queen Victoria was ruling Malabar directly under the Viceroy, but the regions like Cochin and Travancore in Kerala was ruled by respective local kings. So because of these hardships and all these problems, there were multiple problems for women because they were facing or three problems or multiple problems because of gender discrimination, because of colonial exploitation, and also religious fundamentalism. So the religious leaders, irrespective of their caste or religion, they were against the education of women, and they were confined to the household works, domestic works, and the women were fighting with the soot, dust, and dirt and smoke in the kitchens. So that was their condition. Despite poverty, they were facing all the problems of gender discrimination and religious fundamentalism. That was the condition of Malabar in the colonial times. So Kamala Das was born in the colonial times, but she began her career as a writer in the post-colonial times. So that was the background of women in Malabar. But it began to change with the post-colonial times. That is, gradually illiteracy and ignorance, which was existing in the post-colonial Malabar, began to change gradually, but not in a fast pace. And there was lack of education possibilities or opportunities in Malabar, and it indirectly affected the women of Malabar. So even after the post-colonial times, because even after the attainment of freedom, the women of Malabar were not able to change. They were not able to access education because of gender discrimination and religious fundamentalism, and also because of caste discrimination. So the people, the women of Malabar remained as illiterate, and they became the victim of superstitions. There were many superstitions regarding the menstrual problems, because some considered the widow as ill omen, and there were many superstitions regarding all which were only affecting the women of the region. So it was not only in Malabar but also in Travancore and Cochin. But apart from Travancore and Cochin, the women of Malabar were having multiple problems because of exploitation, because of poverty and hardships, and they were not free to express. So that was the main problem. The freedom of expression was not awarded to the women of Malabar, and the main challenge was religious fundamentalism after the post-colonial times, or in the post-colonial times, that is after 1947, because the crooked clergy, the exploitative clergy, was controlling the women, and they were controlling the women from the mainstream because they believed that if women are coming to the mainstream, the exploitation, if women are getting education, the exploitation of the clergy won't be possible. So the clergy wanted to remain the women in the nooks and corners of their houses. So they were excluded from the religious practices, and religion, they were only given the provisions for worship only inside their houses. So gradually progressiveness was happening in Malabar, and at this time, the change was happening with the writings of Kamala Das, because that was a revolutionary change, because even women were not allowed to travel freely, and her poems were a sort of activism. It spoke to the educated women, and it spoke to the mainstream that women is having all these problems. They were treated as slaves, and the problems of women in Malabar and Kerala were spoken through her poetry to the world. So the world realized what women in Malabar were suffering and what was happening to her, and she became the voice of women, the suppressed or the discriminated women of Malabar and also of Kerala. She also represented the whole women community of India who were suppressed and oppressed, and she became a representative of Malabar women who were having many problems because of religion, because of caste, because of the religious exploitation, religious fundamentalism. And she spoke all these problems to the outside world, and she was the epitome of freedom of expression, because her writing was so much frank that she expressed all her inner feelings of women in Kerala, their sexual desires and everything. It was unthinkable at the time. So her writings were revolutionary, and the intricacies of women life, which was not able to express by anybody. Only the women can express. But she became the mouthpiece of the whole women community in Malabar, and she spoke for the whole women, and she expressed very clearly about women's sexuality in Malabar, not only of Malabar but also all women. But her concentration or focus was on Malabar women, and she has expressed that in many poems, like an introduction. And she says that I am born in Malabar, and the peculiarities of being a woman in Malabar is expressed in her poetry. And many other poems like My Grandmother's House also expresses this one. An introduction also is speaking about the Malabar identity of women. And this speech or these words through poetry was created a revolution both in literary features or in literary sphere, and also in the mainstream society, because she created an identity of her own, and she represented the Malabar women. And through her words and deeds, she fought for the freedom of expression of women. And she also showed through her poetry that what education can bring to the life of women, what change education can bring to the life of women. So she was an example for that. And she created a revolution through her confessional poetry, because her poetry is famously called as confessional poetry, because she confessed everything towards the world, and she expressed everything which was unthinkable at the time, because the inner feelings of women, expressing the inner feelings of the women to the mainstream through poetry or whatever communication possible, was unthinkable at that time. As she confessed everything, the relationship with the partner, with the society, the communication with the society, the problems of the society, how the society is oppressing women, all these she confessed to the mainstream society through her poems. So that is what she brought to the lives of Malabar women, and how she represented Malabar as a poet of confession. So that is all about my paper. Thank you very much. I'm excited because of this our victory in Chandrayaan, and I am not able to talk much because I'm in great excitement. Thank you.
Thank you, Muhammad Safir, for your nice presentation. And you are actually a native of Malabar district, so you know better than any other participants. So after this presentation, we can interact if you have any queries with Muhammad Safir. So innovative ways to rethink your research. Good evening to Professor Chinnai sir and Nobel participant. The outline of the presentation, introduction, objective of the study, and conclusion. Before going to the objective of the study, I would like to show two motivational videos for our personal and professional development of the participants. Mind-blowing secret to becoming fearless. Now, what Pawan sir told, we learned from Professor Chennai sir also, whatever mistakes, errors we done during Chandrayaan 2, now we taken as a stepping stones for success as a Chandrayaan 3. Now, simply watch this video to become yourself fearless.
Once upon a time, in the heart of the East, there once lived a wise old sage who was known for his deep understanding of human emotions. People would come from far and wide to seek his guidance on how to find inner peace and happiness. One day, a young man approached him with a troubled look on his face. "Master," he said, "I am consumed by fear. I am afraid of the future, of what lies ahead. I am afraid of the unknown, of the things that I cannot control." The sage listened patiently to the young man's concerns and then said, "Fear is like a cloud that covers the sun. It prevents us from seeing the beauty and light of the world. But fear has a root, and if we can understand the root of our fear, we can overcome it." The young man was intrigued and asked the sage to explain further. The sage then told him a story. Once upon a time, there was a man who lived in a small village. He was very poor and had to work hard every day just to make ends meet. One day, he heard that a wealthy man was coming to the village to give away money to the poor. The man was overjoyed at the news and went to the village square to wait for the wealthy man. As the wealthy man arrived, he saw the poor man and stopped to talk to him. The poor man was filled with fear and could not speak. The wealthy man asked him why he was afraid, and the poor man replied, "I am afraid that you will not give me any money. I am afraid that I will be left with nothing." The wealthy man smiled and said, "Fear not, my friend. I will give you what you need." And with those words, he handed the poor man a bag of gold coins. The poor man was overjoyed and thanked the wealthy man. As he was walking away, he suddenly realized that he had left his own bag of coins behind. He ran back to the wealthy man and said, "Please, take this bag of coins. I don't need it." The wealthy man replied, "Keep it, my friend. You will need it in the future." But the poor man was afraid of losing the bag of coins and refused to take it. Years went by, and the poor man became very wealthy. He had everything he could ever want, but he was still afraid. He was afraid of losing everything he had worked so hard for, afraid of the future, and afraid of the unknown. He realized that his fear had its roots in the bag of coins that he had left behind. The young man was puzzled and asked the sage to explain. The sage replied, "The bag of coins was a symbol of the man's attachment to material possessions. His fear was rooted in the belief that he could not be happy without those possessions. But happiness is not found in material possessions. It is found within ourselves, in our own hearts and minds." The young man understood the sage's words and realized that his own fear was rooted in his attachment to the things he could not control. He learned that true happiness comes from within, and that fear is just an illusion that prevents us from experiencing that happiness. The sage smiled and said, "Fear is like a dark room. When you open the curtains, the light comes in and the darkness disappears. In the same way, when we understand the root of our fear and let go of our attachments, we can open ourselves up to the light of happiness and inner peace." The young man left the sage's home feeling lighter and more at ease than he had in a long time. He realized that his fear had been holding him back from living his life to the fullest, but now he was ready to face his. Fear is a natural human emotion that we all experience. It's a response to the unknown or the potential for harm. But fear can also hold us back from reaching our full potential and living a fulfilling life. It's important to understand how to deal with fear and not let it control us. Acknowledging our fear is the first step towards overcoming it. When we identify what we're afraid of and why we're afraid, we can take action to address it. Understanding the root cause of our fear can help us find a way to let go of it and move forward. Practicing mindfulness is another powerful tool to deal with fear. Mindfulness helps us stay present and reduces anxiety and fear. By focusing on the present moment, we can reduce the power that fear has over us. It's also important to take action towards our fears. Sometimes, the best way to overcome fear is to face it head-on. Taking small steps towards our fears can help us build confidence and resilience. There are many situations where humans might be afraid, like losing a job, facing a new challenge, or
Very nice. Actually, I showed this video earlier also. Based on Professor Chinnai's keynote address, this video is very relevant. So better to acknowledge it means it is recognized, it is there. When it is there, then we can take steps how to remove it. But unfortunately, maximum people, they fear because they're not in a position to accept it. How to handle insult?
Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a famous Zen master named Ryan. One day, the young traveler arrived in the village and heard about Ryan's wisdom and peacefulness. As the traveler entered Ryan's simple house, he was surprised to see the master sitting calmly in the middle of a noisy scene. Children were running around, playing and shouting, while some villagers were arguing nearby. Despite all the noise and commotion, Ryan remained undisturbed and radiated a sense of calmness. The traveler approached Ryan and asked, "Master, how can you stay so peaceful amidst all this chaos?" Ryan smiled and gestured for the traveler to sit beside him. He said, "Imagine insults are like clouds passing through the sky. They come and go, but the sky remains unchanged. Similarly, insults are just temporary things that don't have to affect how we feel inside." The traveler listened carefully but was still confused. He asked, "But Master, when someone insults us, it can hurt our feelings and disturb our peace of mind. How can we not let it bother us?" Ryan nodded in understanding and replied, "Yes, when insults come our way, they might make us feel upset. However, it's important to remember that our peace of mind is our own responsibility. Just like a mirror reflects an image but doesn't get affected by it, we can choose not to let insults ruin our inner calmness." He continued, "Think of it this way, when someone gives us a gift, we have the choice to accept it or decline it. In the same way, when someone says hurtful things to us, we have the choice to take those insults to heart or let them pass by, knowing that they belong to the person who said them. Imagine you're sitting on a peaceful beach, feeling the warm sand between your toes and listening to the soothing sound of ocean waves. As you look out at the vast ocean, you notice a small pebble being thrown into the water, creating ripples that spread outward. In this natural scene, the ocean represents your inner calmness and depth, while the pebble symbolizes insulting people who try to disrupt your peace of mind. Just as the pebble creates ripples on the surface, insulting people aim to disturb your emotional balance. However, take a moment to consider the ocean's response. It doesn't react impulsively to the pebble or allow the ripples to consume its vastness. Instead, it remains vast, steady, and unaffected at its core, allowing the ripples to gradually disappear. Inspired by the ocean, you embody its expansive nature and tranquility when faced with insults. Instead of immediately reacting or getting caught up in negative emotions, you choose to stay centered and rooted in your inner calmness. Just like the ocean, you understand that insults are temporary disturbances that don't define your true essence. You maintain a broader perspective, knowing that insults often reflect the struggles or insecurities of the person saying them. In response, you choose not to take the insults personally. Instead, you respond with wisdom and compassion, understanding that a calm and composed approach holds more power and authenticity. In this example, the ocean's vastness and steadiness represent your ability to maintain inner peace and perspective amidst insults. By staying connected to your core values and sense of self, you inspire others and show them the strength of maintaining inner calmness in the face of negativity. Remember, nature offers profound wisdom in dealing with insults. Just as the ocean remains peaceful despite the ripples, you can preserve your own peace of mind and handle insults with grace and resilience. By embracing your inner calmness, you create a ripple effect of positivity and strength that can inspire those around you.
Wow, what a wonderful lesson. So This
Once
is the
upon a
best way for mental health. So the only one objective of the present paper study to find out innovative ways to rethink your research. Best example, Chandrayaan 3 is the way to rethink what we have done, how to do. Now they proved to the whole globe. The research process identify the problem. That's why Professor Chennai sir rightly mentioned what are the errors we done during Chandrayaan 2. They rectified and those errors helped for the present success. In the same way, whenever we are failure, not only in research, even in our personal life also, we can. But certain things, only one chance to take a decision. Be careful, evaluate the literature, review of literature. Already told, sorry, 14 types of review of literature, umbrella review, critical review. Unfortunately, today also I taken 2 classes for HRDC Pune University, 1 class to HRDC NEHU. So the participants have diversified knowledge and different heterogeneous group. Everyone have their own way of thinking. If you want to take the type of heterogeneous group, you need more information, more type of experiences, previous knowledge. So create hypothesis. Sometimes our prediction. Now, just that's why I showed the live telecast of Chandrayaan 3, how they predicted, how, when, and what time it can. Already they calculated exactly on this time Chandrayaan 3 is supposed to land on the moon. See, exactly the same it traveled and they did very nicely. This is their prediction. It shows the authenticity of our research, scientific research of ISRO. So research design, there are n number of ways. Some things A to Z will come under research design, but some other researchers, they say tools and techniques, or how you are going to collect data and analyze data will become your research design. Describe population. If you know exact population, then you can go probability sampling technique. If you are not aware, then you can go for non-probability sampling technique. Even best example, the professor Subudhi sir from Thorai campus is good in research methodology. Always say is with many researchers, you better do like the snowball technique or quota sampling. If you are unaware of population, then if you are aware, then you can go for probability, stratified random or random, simple random, whatever you want. Collected data, maximum researcher, we think that. No, my senior, he did a rating scale you use, questionnaire you use, or interview schedule. That's why I'm also no. It is not like that. What are your research objectives, research questions, hypothesis, a type of data, whether it's a primary data or secondary data or combination. So this is the best way to decide how you can collect certain things. You cannot collect personally, physically. So you can take alternative way online and data analysis, whether to use a traditional method or whether to analyze with the help of ICT tools and report writing. So this is also wonderful. Nowadays, if you see the international reports, UNESCO, World Health Organization, WHO, or IMF, or World Bank, Asian Bank, Reserve Bank of India, your UGC, their way of writing entirely different, and they're using some images and beautiful charts and graphs to. So this is the best way for. There are 6 innovative ways to rethink your research. Not all respondents are born equal. Focus on quality, not quantity. This is true. So in the classroom also, different maybe 20 students, 20 ways of thinking, how you can treat an individual based personalized learning. Track trends over time, make your survey repeatable. Consistency is very, very important in research. So whether you are getting again and again the same type of result or data, then it is more reliable than if it is changing some time to time, place to place, it is not good. Interview only inside the qualitative alternatives. Sometimes, again, 5 whys method in Toyota, really wonderful. The Japan, you can see, and the South Korea is #1 in ICT. neither Britain nor USA, South Korea is #1 in ICT. So how you can use cluster analysis, advanced data analysis. Even you need a huge data on taking, even the Chandrayaan 3, they used high level camera to capture the photos and collect data. Benchmarking, a proven way to drive engagement. And the last one, creative storytelling using a narrative to activate. This is very just a best example in cricket match or football match. Whenever you are watching cheer girls or this commentary, so this is the best example of creative storytelling only. And this is one nice book I would just today only I downloaded. Should we rethink how we do research? Absolutely. Advances in digital technology is more incredibly fast from the research stage to practical use. Earlier, even still, some of researchers, dissertation students, I asked how you entered your references. They said, sir, manually. No, nowadays, n number of tools and techniques are available. Why? APA, Mendeley, RefMe, RefSeq, Jotiro, EndNote, Grammarly, n number of apps are available. Manual generators are there, online generators are there. Still, we can know this is not way, a right way to do. So it is a time to rethink how to do, what to do, when to do, why to do, whom to do. And there are best 12 tools for researchers in research. So what type of tools and research and survey? Here, Question Pro Insight Hub, Question Pro Research Suite. I'm maximum using this Question Pro, Survey Sparrow, Qualtrics for qualitative data analysis, BitA, NLink, Grant Pro, Grammarly. I have premium accounts here. Typist, EndNote, Mendeley, ResearchGate. I have account in ResearchGate. Even Academia also and LinkedIn also. These three are very, very useful social network sites to rethink. Now, only reading books and other references book, research methodology books is not sufficient. We want to upgrade our knowledge, competency, and capability. Rethink how to do within a given time more and quality research. This is the time when you think again and again, you will get that. This is the that's why we are always metacognition. 50 research methods, really wonderful. Some of them maybe you think that it is a tool for data collection, but some other researcher they're feeling it is a research method. Buzz mining, media scanning, scenarios and trend tracking, competitive analysis and stakeholder mapping, literature review, market research. It is common for almost all subjects, not only certain subject we can use certain methods. It is not applicable for all. So wherever needed, whenever needed, it is better to accept expert interview. Within interview, you have structured interview, unstructured interview, semi-structured interview, or online interview, or physical interview, social and questionnaires. These are tools, and the sociographics and the psychographics, contextual inquiry, anthropological observation, direct observation, indirect observation, participatory observation, online observation, indirect and user journey mapping, lead user engagement, competitive testing, role playing, and graffiti walls. There are, and again, some more new methods. Even first time myself also, because of this paper only, I referred so many new books and journals. I got crowdsourcing, even crowd, about how to compute, store data, share data through cloud storage, social media research, opinion polls. Today also a Mentimeter I used to deliver lecture, to collect data, polls, focus group. Actually, interview, we can take focus group interview, brainstorms, body storming, rapid prototyping. Actually, in IT prototype, we are using more on the longitudinal analysis, shadowing, direct observation already, and eye tracking, and burrito launch, inbuilt tracking, alpha testing, and usability testing, fake doors, even impersonator, web analytics. This one I did one MOOC course also, and mapping and clustering, systematic content analysis for qualitative data, and stakeholder mapping, case studies in especially population studies, sociology, and in education, health, especially medicine. We can use every case is different simulations. That's why case chart. Whenever you visit any hospital, each ward, each bench, they are always hanging the chart simulations. Whatever it is not possible to do practically, we can use simulation method. In teaching learning process also, we are using this method. Triangulation, this is also SWOT, strength, weakness, opportunities and threats. Now it is a SWAC. We are challenged instead of SWOT analysis, weighted criteria matrix and live experiments, beta testing, A by B testing, and evaluative research, user interview. So in management, we can use all these things, n number of new things, innovative research tools and their use, guiding principles of innovative methods. We can data display, data analysis, data generation. Nowadays, better to use cloud storage and tools and techniques for this purpose. 10 tips for developing interdisciplinary socio-ecological researchers. Why there is a need? What is happening in Haryana, Himachal Pradesh, New Delhi, and America, some other countries, because of natural calamities? This is because of weather and climate change, and we are destroying our environment, pollution. Develop an area of expert, learn new languages, and be open-minded. Already I showed the same slide earlier also. Be patient and embrace complexity. Consider if and how you will engage in interdisciplinary research, push your boundaries, collaborate widely. Now there are n number of department disciplinaries came together for the success of this Chandrayaan-3. In the same way, any research, sometimes you need to work with the other disciplinary researchers. No, I cannot do with others. I can do with alone. No, this is time gone. You want to think, rethink. Otherwise, you will be there only. The world is running with lakhs of legs. Foster interdisciplinary culture and champion researchers. So why this research? So this research make more impact, and it leads to innovation and novelty, and teach creative thinking and brainstorming, develop and pursue blue sky ideas, create a culture that rewards innovation, promote cross-disciplinary collaboration, interdisciplinary, intradisciplinary, cross and n number of multidisciplinary. So these are research studies in so many ways you can share. Number one, now native video tweets, LinkedIn Pulse, LinkedIn posts, benchmarks here, client engagements and blog posts. I'm using my own 2 blogs, outreach, how you can social influences and journalists, press releases, guest blogs, podcasts. Nowadays, n number of podcasts, audio you can record, interview with research and transcript to prepare your PDF downloads, PDF drive. We have n number of crores of ebooks are available, live events. Even this Chandrayaan-3, we watched live only, the webinars, then the workshops like these, videos, and digital ads, creative ad headlines, n number of ways are there. Earlier, we are thinking only for physical way of going and collecting. Now, SurveyMonkey, Google Form, and n number of tools are available. Understanding 10 types of innovation. What are those 10 types? You can see network, structure, process, n number of things. So it is better only you think differently, innovatively, creatively, and by keeping always, I can do something innovatively, creatively. Within nowadays, the petrol, even diesel, petrol, a number of new things, how, what alternative mechanism, ethanol. The Nitin Gadkari, Honorable Minister, he suggested so many things, and he given some projects to IIT Madras and some other institutions to minimize the cost of construction of roads. Now Japanese model we are using in India, how to construct roads and the durability more. So this is we are thinking around the globe what is happening, what they can do, and India showed a role model, become a role model to minimize the number of COVID cases, how to produce more vaccination process, strengthen, speed up. All these things we proved and we helped around the globe. These are all myself and Dr. Srutusni Madam models. So only think. You rethink, redesign. These are all the good methods. Now over to Professor Chennai sir and participants. If you have any queries to me or Safir, we are ready to share before concluding today's conference.
Congratulations, Amresh sir, for your nice presentation. At the same time, you have showed a live program by Chandrayaan landing program. It is an inspiring one. You have done very well. Once again, congratulations, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. With your permission only, it was possible. It is possible, sir. Thank you. Madam Hema, madam, we have another 2-3 minutes. Anyone? Professor Dr. M.S. Khan, sir. Okay. So it gives me immense pleasure to express my gratitude to Professor Chennai sir for his wonderful keynote address and Carl Rogers. I studied during my B.Ed days, first time types of counseling techniques, and that at the M.Ed level of PhD, we are always, even though I'm not teaching psychological foundation of education, but directly or indirectly, we are using in our everyday life. Unknowingly, we are using guidance and counseling in our daily life, but only trained counselors can take care of any person, those who need more help. That's why always better. Even recently, I interacted. Bhagyas is a assistant professor and research scholar in RIE Mysore. So Professor Chennai sir selected very wonderful topic. Nowadays, 1 or 2 among 5 are mentally retarded. So really, this is very shocking. They are not normal, but they looks like normal according to American Psychological Association. So I have research evidence also. So thank you very much, sir, for your wonderful keynote address.
All the best, Amresh sir.
Thank you, sir. So it's my pleasure to express my gratitude to Honorable Vice Chancellor Professor Prabhasankar Sukla sir NEHU and IQAC former coordinator director and former registrar of NEHU, Professor Dikshit sir, for their wonderful support. Professor Raja Reddy sir, Honorable Vice Chancellor SRIVENKATESWARA University, Professor Mithali Kaur ma'am and Dr. Srutusni Gogoi madam from MORAN College for their wonderful support, and Professor Mipun sir for his wonderful encouragement and motivation, and really happy to interact with Pavan sir. Always innovative questions and sometimes out of the box, but it leads again new things to learn. Thank you very much, Pavan sir, and all the participants, and congratulations to Muhammad Safir, assistant professor and research scholar, for presenting nice. And it is, I think, your own district. It means directly it is a primary data paper, and you are always showing interest to present your paper. I'm going to clear all your certificate. And all the noble participants, thank you for joining with us and enjoyed the success of Chandrayaan 3. Congratulations for all. We are feeling proud of our scientists and Prime Minister of India, President, our chief ministers, governors, all the officials, including our 140 crores of Indians. Thank you very much. Now, national anthem, immediately I can share feedback form to get your certificate. And even including Priya madam also for her wonderful interaction with Professor Chennai sir. I'm is from Sharda College of Education, Salem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव
పక్కనే పెట్టుకుంటే ఒకసారి ఫెయిల్యూర్ వచ్చినప్పుడు చాలా బాధపడతాం.
मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे.
Thank you. See you again Friday. Now I'm sharing the feedback form. See you again Friday, day after tomorrow. Please fill your feedback form. YouTube viewers also please fill in the feedback form.